My name is Sumti Mehta and today I am here to explain some topic of angle modulation detector. These are radio detectors, quadrature detector, PLL demodulator and amplitude limiter. Radio detector. The radio detector is a type of detector circuit commonly used in radio receiver for demodulating frequency modulation signal. The radio detector is a variant of a Foster series discriminator, but one diode conducts in an opposite direction and using a territory winding in a preceding transformer. The output in the case of taken between the sum of the diode voltages and the center damp. The output detector of the diode is connected to large value of capacitor forming a dynamic limiter. The circuit diagram of diode detector ratio detector is shown here. In the ratio detector limiter circuit, the forming dynamic limiter is used. The ratio detector has the advantage over the Foster-Seeley discriminator that it does not respond to amplitude modulation signal, thus potentially saving a limiter stage. However, the output is only 50% of the output of the discriminator for the same input signal. The ratio detector has wider bandwidth but more distortion than the Foster-Seeley discriminator. Amplitude noise separation. A large value capacitor and a resistor are connected across the diode. The signal is rectified by the diode and the rectified DC voltage. Change the capacitance. While the small steady current bleeds through the resistor continuously discharging it. This results in a constant steady load and a small damping effect on the tuned circuit. Quadrature detector. In quadrature detector, the receiver FM signal is split into two signals. One of the two signals is then passed through a high reactance capacitor. Then shift the phase of the signal capacitor, which shifts the phase of signal by 90 degrees. This phase shift signal is then applied to an LC circuit, which is resonant at the FM signal unmodulated center or carrier frequency. If the received FM signal frequency equal to the center frequency, then the two signals will have a 90-degree phase difference and they are said to be in phase quadrature, hence the name of this method. The circuit of quadrature demodulator. The two signals are then multiplied together in the analog to digital device which serves as a phase detector. That is a device whose output is proportional to the phase difference between two signals in case of unmodulated FM signal. The phase detector output is after the output has been filtered using the low pass filter that is average over time constant, namely 0. However, if the output has been filtered, that is average over time constant, namely 0. However, if the FM receiver signal has been modulated, then its frequency will vary from the center frequency. In this case, the resonant LC circuit will further shift the phase of the signal from the capacitor so that the signal's total phase shift will be the sum of 90 degree imposed by the capacitor and the positive or negative phase change. The detection process can also be accomplished by combining an exclusive OR gate, the original FM signal, and a square wave whose frequency equals the FM signal center frequency. The XOR gate produces an output pulse whose duration equals the difference between the time at which the square wave and the received FM signal pass through the 0 volt. Next is phase locked loop detector. The phase locked loop detections require no frequency selection LC network to accomplish demodulation. In this system, a voltage control oscillator VCO is phase locked by the feedback loop, which forces the VCO to follow the frequency variation of the incoming FM signal. This is the phase locked loop demodulated circuit. In the phase locked loop detector, the low frequency error voltage that forces the VCO frequency to track the frequency of the modulated FM signal is demodulated along the FM signal. Amplitude limiter. Amplitude limiting is a process in which the amplitude of the output signal is limited to a desired level or margin irrespective of the variation in the input signal. Amplitude limiter is an electronic device which clips or removes the amplitude of the output signal to a desired margin irrespective of variation in the input signal. In the figure, the amplitude limiting circuit, here the diode acts as a clipper. It clips the undesirable signals. Undesirable magnitude of output signal. Capacitor act as a ripple removers for the output signals. The input and output signal of the amplitude limiter. In the input triangle signal applied to the amplitude limiter circuit, the desired output voltage margin should be between V2 to V1, minus V2 to plus V1. In the output signal from the limiter circuit, the undesirable input amplitude is clipped by the limiter circuit and gives the desirable margin of the output signal. Amplitude limiters are used in FM frequency modulation, receiver, and elimination of undesirable amplitude changes caused by noise. Thank you. The amplitude limiter is an electronic device which clips an amplitude of output signal to a desired margin irrespective of variation of input signal. Thank you.